Hi everyone. Hello, our dear Kharkiv National Automobile and Highway University applicants. First of all, let me thank you all for coming here today. Let me introduce myself. I am Olga Gubareva. I'm here in my function as the Sub-Dean on the International Cooperation of the Faculty of Transport Systems and, of course, one of the teachers of the section of Foreign Language Communication. We are happy to know that you've done the right choice of the educational institution because only here you will be provided with the necessary professional knowledge and skills in the field of transport, logistics, traffic safety and management, psychology and pedagogy, road and bridge construction, automobile construction, as well as develop the soft skills, including a fluent foreign language communication. By the way, the Faculty of Transport Systems is the only faculty of our university that provides a continuous study of foreign languages for specific purposes for 5 years. The given opportunity will undoubtedly let you obtain a decent level of foreign language skills under the guidance of experienced teachers, candidates of science, and associate professors. Here, you can immerse yourself in the attractive world of active studying and vacations. Students' mobility granted with the university partners, development of necessary professional skills in the foreign organizations. Summer English language camp with the foreign speakers and certificates for the level of English. Everything above mentioned could be a part of your life, but there is just one condition: to pass National Multi-Subject Test, that is NMT. So I'm here today to present you an NMT structure and methods to work on such a kind of tasks. Today's topic is of particular interest to those of you who are going to take an NMT in English. By the end of my talk, you will be familiar with the principal life hacks of writing the test. Our task is to determine the best ways to do tasks given in the test. I've divided my presentation into 3 parts. I'll start off by the description of the test structure, then I'll move on to the first part of the test, reading. After that, we will regard the second as the most difficult part of the test, use of English. And I'll finish with the methods to improve your English in a very short period of time. My presentation will take about 30 minutes. Don't worry about making notes. You can download our presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them on our Telegram channel, reference to which you will see in the end of my speech. So, the NMT as well as EVRA consists of 2 main parts. These are reading and use of English. The principal thing that you gotta do examining any of the given tasks is to find and underline keywords. So, what are keywords? Keywords are the words which let you shorten the text and keep the meaning of the sentence. Never highlights years, names of people, streets, etc. The components of the reading tasks are divided into the following types: matching, that you can see in your picture. That means you need to find and choose one of the corresponding sentences which has the same meaning as the text does. As usual, you've got short ads as you can see in this picture. So let's have a look at our first task done by you in the NMT. So, matching, as I mentioned before. Here you can see some words that I have already underlined in this text. As usual, you've got three options, A, B, and C, where you need to find the correct answer. So the corresponding sentence, which has the same meaning as the text does, as I've already said that. Here you can see some words underlined, such as last for half an hour this week. These are keywords for option A. Then B, won't be a fitness class next week. We need to underline won't because we need to know that's a negative sentence. So that's very important in this case. And then C, the fitness class will be somewhere different this week. And keywords are somewhere different this week. And now let's go to our ad. You've got a short text. So here you can see some words underlined too. Well, these are these week's. Will be half an hour earlier. And in the sports hall, not the gym. So you can come to the conclusion that the correct answer is C, because you've got here somewhere different this week. So that's very easy, as you see. The second task is the second ad, but you've got here a question before the answers. So you need to underline keywords in the question. What and do. So option A, buy coffee. B, go shopping on her way home. C, give some money to go to the supermarket. And now let's go to our text. Here you can see underlined the following phrases. Run out of coffee, get some coming back from. So the correct answer is B, as you see, because this sentence is very close to the meaning of the text. So paragraph 3 and the third ad, as you see. You've got, as usual, three options A, B, C, and for A you can see underlined words can go into the bank on Saturday afternoons. As usual, we had to underline can't because that's a negative sentence and we should remind that. Well, and sentence B, cash machine used when bank is open. And C, bank closes at the same time every day. So starting from the reading of the text in the ad, you can see Saturday 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So you can come to the conclusion that the correct answer is A, because you know that afternoon starts at 12 o'clock. So that's option A, which is very close in the meaning and which is the correct answer for this task. Well, the last ad is 4. So you can see here is manned in the shower in A. Isn't possible to have a hot shower in B. And C offers us to take a cold shower tomorrow. So in the text you can see problem with the shower. Can't use it unless you want a cold one. Fix it this afternoon. Okay, tomorrow. So you can see that the closest sentence, the closest option to the ad is a B. Isn't possible to have a hot shower. Well, so That's the correct answer. As you see in this part of the test, you gotta pay attention only to the synonymous expressions and never choose the expressions with the same words in the text. As the practice shows, they are usually false and comprise the most part of the faults made by our applicants. The second part of the reading tasks is to match choices, two of which you don't need to use. To find the correct answer, you gotta skim the text, then read the tasks, and as usual, underline the keywords and then state the right choices. Well, as you see, I've underlined keywords already, but let's try to do that in the way that you need to do this. So the first option is to read the first sentence in this text that could help you to understand what this text is about. One of the key things to think about when you're taking a travel selfie is to remember what's behind you. So you can make a conclusion that this text is about making photos, being exactly selfies. So, and now please underline keywords in the answers. So you've got a lot of options, and you have to keep in your mind that there are 2 extra options that you don't need to use as usual. So here you can see don't overread it, hold steady, adjust angles, be very attentive with the word angles because a lot of you read that word as angels. So pay attention to spelling of the words. Well, D, enjoy, remember about background, so F, light it up, and G, avoid people. You've got short phrases, so that's very difficult to leave a lot of words. Well, all the words are necessary here, as you see, and then go to your text. Here you can see key things taking a travel selfie. Remember what's behind you. Taking a selfie, not place yourself. Towel looks like it's growing out of your head. Background is straight. As you see, these are keywords in the text. And in this case, the closest sentence is E. So we made our choice. Well, as you see in this picture. Well, pay attention to the fact that you have to choose only synonymous expressions. Don't try to find the same words in the text. These answers will be false. Well, you need to remember that. So you can see a lot of words marked in yellow, but I'll start from the keywords that we need to answer to get the answer for this question. Well, he played remarkably well. He played so beautifully. I have to make time for him. And here you've got the sentence where it is said that don't employ a mountain guide to teach a child how to walk. So this sentence can help you to come to the conclusion that the correct answer is, just a moment, we need to open the next picture where the questions are. So you can see that the correct answer is D, unnecessary for an expert to teach basics. Well, so be very attentive. The first thing that you have to do, that's to read the title, to read the first and the last paragraph, to have the imagination what the text is about. Keep that in your mind. And then go to questions. Well, and after that, underline the keywords in the questions. You should do the first question, the options, and the first paragraph of the text. Then when you find the answer for the first question, you need to go to the second one. So, and go in such a way. So be very, very attentive. You need, as usual, synonymous expressions. You don't need to find the expressions with the same words which have the exact order. Well, so let's continue. Well, the second part, and as I've already said that, well, and which is the most difficult, is the use of English, which contains multiple choice tasks aimed at stating the correct word forms, which can include synonyms, close grammar forms, and words which can sound in the very same manner like lose, louse, etc. As usual, you gotta start such a kind of tasks from examining the answers. As usual, the answers. Don't read a whole text. You need just a passage. If you speak about close grammar forms or same sounding words, you need to study the previous grammar form or pay attention to the grammar that is checked. So be very attentive with the prepositions which are used. Sometimes they are very useful and can help you to make your choice. Well, when synonyms are checked, you gotta know the difference of usage according to the context. The main fault in this case is to read the whole text that there is no need to do. When you have gap-filling tasks, you need just make a fast text skimming, then study the choices. In such task, you always have 2 extra choices. Maybe 2 or 3, because you need just to choose the correct one, and there could be the choice of 3 words or 4 words. This depends on the author. So you can see some gaps here, and I marked them in yellow as usual. Well, the first one is connected with the verb were. Then you can see some prepositions up with, and then one purpose. So regarding this gap, we can come to the conclusion that this is the passive voice. That's the first thing that you have to keep in your mind. And so you need to have some participles in the answers. As we can see, our options given below, well, that's are the words held, got, set, let. So all of them are participles. So that's impossible to make a choice using our grammar. So we have to understand how close they are in the meanings and to choose the correct one. So if we got if it starts from regarding, the meanings of these words. So you can see that let up means allow somebody start off. While if I speak about set up, sometimes it is used as install something. Well, and get up, all of you know that this means that you have to make yourself get off the bed. Well, and hold up. So you should take something and follow this thing. Well, in this case, you need to choose hold up because you need to follow the purpose. Well, as you see, it's very difficult to find the correct option here because you need to know the words. And sometimes that's very difficult to state which word should be taken as an option because they are very, very close and similar in the meaning. So in this case, you pay attention to the prepositions, they can help you. Well, and the following gap is about the words invest, pay, add, and throw. Well, if you want to make something into the bin, that means that you throw it. Well, the word add means that you have a surplus, you need to make a surplus of something. Well, the word pay means that you need to use your money to get something. Well, and invest means that you got some assets, and these assets could be used for development of the business. So, following the context, here we've got the sentence about large corporations and millions in website ideas. So we need to use invest, as you see. Well, question 3, option 3, you've got 3 words: fortune, treasure, wealth, which we don't use because the correct answer is prosperity. Well, as you see, I know that the first thing that comes to your mind is to make a fortune. But you have to be very, very attentive about choosing the right options because here the context means that you need not only money, you need development of the business, and in this case that's not treasure as usual. As you see, these are some things like gold, money, diamonds, and so on that you can find accidentally. Well, and wealth. Wealth is just a little wider than just money. So in this case, we speak about our development. I mean, development not only when you want to be rich, but also the development of your mind and so on, physical state. So that's everything that can be included in the wealth. So, and here we need to use prosperity. And question 4, gap 4, have gone. And there you've got smashed, broken, ruined as the words which we didn't use. Well, and bust. Well, if you go by car and this car stopped and you cannot move, so in this case you need to say that your car has gone broken. Okay, well, so as you see, that's about mechanisms. When we have a building and there was, for example, an explosion, and in this case you need to use the word ruined. So the building was ruined. Well, and smashed means mixed. Well, that can't be used here. Well, and here bust. So what does it mean? That means that you became bankrupted. So you've lost your business, you lost all your money. So you cannot invest, you cannot develop your business. So as you see. So the first thing that you have to remember that you need to study words, you need to study synonyms, and you need to make an analysis to develop your ability to make a right choice. Well, thank you. Well, now let's continue and have a look at the following task. So let's continue. There are two more gaps here in this part of the text, and you can see could. That's a modal verb. Well, you know that after modal verbs you need to use bare infinitives, and in this case you've got the verb injury as a correct option, but you've got a choice of different forms of the verb injury. Here, injured, that's participle two could be, or maybe just the second form, because as you know, the verb injury is a regular verb. So in this case, we need just to add ed ending. Well, would injury? We can use this form if I speak of conditionals, for example. So in this case, you can see would injury if that's the main clause of the sentence. Well, sometimes we can say would injury if we speak of past habits instead of used to. Well, and have enjoyed, that's infinitive of perfect. Of course, it could be used after modals, but in this case, you speak about the situation where this action could happen, but we don't know why. But it wasn't done, as you see. Well, and now this last gap is August. Here you can see August, and this option is connected with the choice of prepositions. Well, you need to know that with months, years, centuries, we use always, not usually, always preposition in. So, and in this case, that's the only possible option to be used. Well, and now the last thing, that's scanning and gap filling. Well, let's continue and let's come to the following slide. Well, just a moment. So as you see, scanning and gap filling, you've got a text and you've got gaps where you need to insert the whole sentence or the part of the sentence. In this case, you need to look through the text. I mean, you should examine the beginning of the text and the last part maybe of the text to understand what this text is about as usual when we work with the text. Well, then study only the gaps. You don't need to read the whole text as usual. And then understand the context. Sometimes, if you need to insert a part of the sentence, in this case, that's grammar which can help you, not only the context. So be very, very careful about your choices. Well, in our task, that was the whole sentence that you had to insert. And as usual, we start from underlying keywords in the sentences. I marked them in yellow, as you see. And then go to text. Here, as you see, I marked keywords too. Well, I marked them in yellow. Well, these keywords can help me and you, of course, to understand what the text is about, what kind of information I need to insert. Well, and as you've already seen, I've made the choices, and in the questions you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, the correct sentences. As usual, there are 2 extra sentences here in this case, but sometimes that happens that there are more, or maybe just one. This depends on the authors. Well, as I've already said that. So be attentive, examine the gaps, grammar construction, phrasal verbs, and collocations that can help you to avoid making a mistake. Study synonyms. Try to find synonymous constructions. Use a periphrasal. Well, that's a very useful instrument to do your tasks. As for analysis or writing, a trial version of the NMT, developed in accordance with the requirements of the Ministry of Education and Science by the leading teachers of our department, the most part of mistakes was connected to the active vocabulary. So, synonyms as usual. Well, in order to improve it, we can advise you some useful instruments. Such up-to-date instruments are Quizlet, Kahoot. So you can, of course, read books in English, watch dubbed films that make you understand context of the text better and faster remember new words. So as you see, you need to enrich your vocabulary. So we'd like to remind you that more life hacks for successful writing the NMT, tips for studying all aspects of the test, grammar revision in a simple and convenient form, with the author's easy English grammar in the tables for better memorization, and just the opportunity to determine your level of English can be found in our Telegram channel. So, follow us on our Telegram. Well, be successful. We will help you make you climb the ladder of success, of course, and good luck. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Have a good day. Bye.